Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are back in the simulator at Royal Troon, the Open Championship venue. On the screen there you can see what shots everyone's receiving as we swipe some balls. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Don't forget to prod the old like button if you are. Tickle the subscribe button because it is free for you and it really helps out my channel, so thank you. And to those of you watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate you sticking around. As Crenty boffs one low and ever so slightly left. And he's just stayed short of the bunker, and that'll be okay, although we have no understanding of what the live penalties are like in the rough. Because you have a flyer chance. Don't know what it means. Here's Paul then in his customary orange. Everyone's starting at even, so this time there are shots involved, but we'll try and keep up with those as the game goes on. Paul, who has been having lessons, got a new driver, not worked, blazed it way outright. We actually played this hole earlier, but there was a glitch, so we had to restart, and Paul hit it into a left-hand fairway, so couldn't have been any more different there. Up I step in my murdered out outfit and vice golf hat. And as usual, I suppose the method is absolutely hit the driver as hard as you can off the tee and get it as far up as we can. Working on some swing changes, which appear to have worked here because that's pitched at about 285 and rolled out to 309 yards, I believe. Excellent news. So here's Paul then, after his wide to the right, hitting a long iron into this green. What's he got? He doesn't seem happy with it. And he should not be, that's in a bush. Oh dear, look at his face. Not a happy chappy. So here from the other side of the fairway, Crenty with his second. Can he negotiate the rough? No. Fortunately he's just crept out of it, but he'll have to chip on. And they're both struggling for par. What can I bring to the table? All the trouble seems to be short with all these bunkers around. And I'm in the rough as well by an inch, and I've managed to negotiate that well. Because what happens is, you have the yardage, which was exactly 60, but the live penalty for the rough just takes distance off, but it doesn't tell you anything close to what that's like, so it's a total guessing game. And Paul's fallen a little bit foul of that, but auto putt will give him 2 putts, and with a shot on the hole, that's a net par for the young man. And a birdie for me, so I'm away. What's Crenty got? He's overcooked that, and oh my goodness, how has it ended up there? Surely not. And he's playing it. He had no choice in the matter. Chipping it back down or not. Now he hit this next one so quickly that I could barely keep up, but he's finally managed to get it through the railings and onto the green, but God only knows what he's got on that hole in the end. We're about to find out though. Double bogey. Or a triple, but he had a shot, so that takes it to net bogey. That's a nice flyover of hole 2. And if you couldn't tell from the flyover, every fairway was like pencil thin fairways. I've got the honour, swiping out of my shoes, attempting to offer some bowed wrist action. So if anybody's heard that before, that's supinating the left wrist at the top of the backswing. People like John Rahm really have this down, and that helps you to create lag, get the club down back onto the inside, and usually hit the ball further and with a bit of a right to left shape. That's the end of the technical stuff, and Paul has mashed one down the fairway as well, and that's annoying because he has a 21 handicap and he's hitting the ball nearly 280 yards down the fairway. Now Crenty looks like he's about to sit on the toilet, but what's he got? He's hit a decent one, although it's heading to the bunker. Fortunately missed that, but he's missed the fairway, and that is already an early indication of what's to come in the 4 holes that we have for you here today. So no idea if that bush is going to make a difference or what. But he's hit one perfectly on line, can't argue with that, but it's come up a little short, and that'll just be a par. But a shot on that hole equals a net birdie. Well played, sir. Gotta be happy with that from him. Well, that was skillful from Paul. Caught that on camera. That needs to go also. But you very rarely get anything more than an auto putt 2 putt. So that's a 4 for Paul, net 3 for birdie. So I'm struggling on this hole unless I stuff this in tight. What have I got? Well, it's going to be on the green, but it's short and left and outside of the 1 putt range, and that'll be just a par with no shots. So, I'm 1 under, Paul's 1 under, and Crenty is languishing at +1, but after his horrific start, that's a pretty decent comeback. Third hole then, ditch to avoid. I was told to go for it because it was 280 to clear, but that's way out of the heel, and problems are upcoming. And I've gone swimming. Don't think I can play that one. So having seen that, Crenty's gone back to the bag for a 3-wood. Probably the smart play, but I was talked into it. Peer pressured, you might say. Well, hands on hips for Crenty, but it's perfectly fine, just a little bit high on the face, and that'll leave him a mid-iron into the green. Now, Paul's gone for his floppy noodle golf club, a 10-year-old Nike Sasquatch, if you can remember, with a regular shaft, which is very whippy, and somehow he's managed to find a tiny slither of path way left of the fairway, and it's gone miles off. So it's still him to play. Long way in here from the rough. No idea what's about to happen, but it seems like although he's not going to get to the green, he's hit a decent recovery shot and he's wittering. That was the theme of the day. Paul was getting in the way and wittering a lot, even though he was playing half decent. So here's Crenty sitting on the loo again from the middle of the fairway, just a bit further out than he would hope, but he's pulled it left and that's heading to a pop bunker, or is it? Ruh-roh. That's in the bunker, in the sand. My turn then, after having to take a drop. This is the third now, and have to stuff this in close. That's a good shot. Definitely felt like I kept it a little lower than I was expecting, but it didn't roll out, and we'll have to take a bogey. Paul chipping then, his favourite thing to do. And that is a good shot. Probably outside of the 1 putt range, and it is, but he will take a 5 and swiftly move on with a net par. Here's Chris from the bunker then. Looks very tall, that lip, but he somehow managed to blaze it into the face, pretends like he meant it, and that is an up and down for par. Well played. So Crenty's steaming back. Joint leader. No, he's not. Apologies. Paul is leading. Me and Chris bringing up the rear at level par, but he has the honours, and another pencil wide fairway, and that's an extremely low ball flight, and that has to get very lucky to stay out of the bunker. Never mind. Par 5 though, and he has plenty of opportunities to get that back in play and onto the green in 2, and I'm swiping, but that's not good. The bowed wrist has ended up pulling it left for me, which I never normally do, but never mind. 295 bit in the rough, so we might have trouble getting there in 2, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now what's Paul got for us? He's missed it right. Substantially, but again, no real danger over there. And it was very difficult to hit the fairways. I mean, you can see there, they're just tiny. So here's Crenty then, just laying up out the bunker, but he's managed to flay it a tiny bit right, and that ain't good. And he's going to struggle to get it on the green from there. So what's Paul got? Can he get it back into play? Yes, he can. Taking a much more conservative route and managed to judge the rough penalty much better, and has walked straight in front of the camera yet again. So I'm hitting a 3-wood. I don't care. I think I could get there from 250, but I've absolutely no idea. And if I hadn't managed to hit it slightly left of target, that would have been on the green, I reckon. Maybe on the front, but instead I'm in a greenside bunker. So here's Crenty's third from the rough. Can he pull something out of the bag? Pretty sure that was a flyer from the rough. Don't know why or how, but it's got pin high one way or another. But he'll be chipping in to try and save par. Here's Paul after his good layup out of the rough. And he appears to have played another layup, but that's scuttled off the fairway. And he's not happy about it. Chipping chipping for his 4th now. But I'm afraid that isn't going to get the job done, and that will be a 2-putt bogey. Although at this stage late in the day, that is 2 shots for the young man, somehow on a par 5. And I don't understand how I've not got any rollout, but I'm going to end on even par in part 1. We will have part 2 for you coming next Monday, so stick around for that one, where the scores will be -1 to -2 to even, so all to play for.